I got contacted by Groview to review their latest projector. But after taking a hard look at the email, I noticed some very interesting information. 4K, 300-inch screen, 15,000 lumens, all for under $200? What an unbelievable deal. Now, it is very common for projector companies to exaggerate the specs a little bit. So I let them know I'd be turning down the sponsorship and purchasing it with my own money so I could give it a fair and honest review. There's only one question left to ask. Is this good or bad tech? I help consumers like you pick through the saturated tech market and make better buying decisions. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by hitting the subscribe button right down below. I want to start by breaking down the emails that I received by Groview before we go into the actual device. It started off pretty normal. They tell you the device, about the specs a little bit, and then they let me know they'd be sending it to me for free to give a review. As someone that reviews a lot of projectors, I was immediately stunned by the specs. I replied back, "You're saying a $159 projector has 15,000 lumens? Wow, incredible. I need to review this item. That is the craziest value I have ever heard of. Please send it to me at once so I can see what a 15,000 lumen projector looks like." They emailed back with a bunch of expectations, which I always let them know that I do my videos how I want. But they followed up after with one more email, clarifying that they meant lux, not lumens. Apparently the lumens are actually 490 and the lux are 15,000, which I also find hard to believe. These are actually two very similar units of measurement. However, lux actually measures the amount of light hitting the surface. So that still seems like an unbelievable number from a projector, to be honest. One thing I want to point out is if you go on Amazon and you look up projectors, you will never see a projector lead with lux. They will always put the lumens because that is what people care about. They want to know the overall brightness. That's where I want to talk about Groview and their shady marketing tactics. The first information that Groview puts on their ad is 15,000 and 300-inch screen. This is amazing specs that would immediately catch the eye of the average consumer. Instead, hiding deeper in the description that it's actually 490 lumens. Groview states this is a massive 300-inch screen with full HD capabilities. If true, that's a massive achievement at this price point. They also say 4K, and it is in fact 4K supported. This is a 1080p projector. So let's take a look at the claims placed in their product description and see how they hold up. Starting off with the packaging, it's very lackluster, seems very poor quality and quickly thrown together, but I try not to hold that against the company. At the end of the day, packaging isn't everything. It really just doesn't scream quality. Inside you get the projector, remote, HDMI, AV, and power cable. The projector has a bunch of built-in controls on the top, allowing you to access the menu, 2 focus knobs on the side, dual USB ports, and dual HDMI in. The quality of the projector feels cheap. It's like when they went to build this thing, they said to themselves, what is the cheapest possible material we can use that just won't fall apart? And that's what they went with. Literally feels like my Temu projectors. But at the end of the day, I will sacrifice the quality and feel of the device if the video and audio hold up. Groview's projector offers no built-in operating system, meaning you have to rely on the external connection options. First, you can utilize the 2 HDMI in ports to connect gaming consoles, streaming devices, or even a Fire Stick. Dual USB ports allow you to play your own personal collection of movies or TV shows. Lastly, they offer a one-click connection method to start casting from your Android phone or your iPhone. Select casting from your phone screen, enter the pin, and just like that, you're good to go. This can be used vertically or horizontally if you flip your phone. I usually prefer a built-in operating system. It just makes things easier. But since this is labeled an outdoor projector, I'll give it a little bit of a pass. Let's look at brightness next. This is labeled as a 490 lumen projector projector, or 15,000 lux. Lux is equal to 1 lumen spread out over a square meter. But I really want to focus on the lumens because that's what everybody looks for. I was actually surprised it does seem to be consistent with a 500 lumen projector. It's fairly bright and has a clear picture quality. One fact they put out in the open is that it can adjust up to 300 inches for outdoor use. I had nowhere in my house that I could use a 300-inch screen projector, so I set it up outside. Measuring 23 feet from my house, which is what they had listed on their site for the 300-inch screen, I set it up, waited till dark, and you know what? The picture quality was okay. Would I say it's 1080p at that screen size? No, it looks more like 480p. Is it usable? Yes, you could probably use this outside and have some sort of movie night if you needed to. In reality, this projector looks best at around 120 to 150 inches, which is what I had it set up downstairs in my studio. The video quality is pretty good. This is a 1080p projector with full HD, but no HDR. And that really shows because I wouldn't exactly call this vivid to any extent. It's just okay. But those 490 lumens really make up for some of its video quality because it stays so bright. It works really good in a perfectly dark room and okay with some moderate lighting. For audio, this is equipped with dual 5-watt high fidelity speakers that just don't stand out. Listen to this. It started USB-C charging cable and the tri-fold projector. The zip feels high quality with a really great metal finish and a rubber. I would say that's less than impressive. Whether you're using this indoors or outdoors, I would 100% suggest connecting an external speaker. It does have built-in Wi-Fi, so it's easy enough to connect some sort of small handheld device. This projector goes for just under $200, but is constantly on sale for just under that price. This is very similar to another projector I reviewed, the Orzen D1 Pro. A little less brightness, but has better video quality overall, actually usable speakers, and a built-in operating system. But besides the lackluster build quality, my biggest issue actually comes from their marketing tactics. Throughout my research on this device, it started to become clear to me that Groview seems to want to trick customers. One way they do this is by misrepresenting the 4K capabilities. When I searched for this projector, often on the main heading, you'll see it listed as a 4K projector, but then underneath, you'll see 1080p. And I want to be clear, it didn't even say 4K supported, just 4K. The same goes for lumen and lux, which seems to be a term that they like to interchange a lot. Some of their titles, and including pictures directly on their Amazon ad, call this a 15,000 lumen projector, which it's safe to say that is 100% not true. That would be crazy impressive. I would be recommending this. I think that would be playable at like 100 feet away. The other times, yes, they refer to it as lux, but they seem to want people to think this is brighter than it actually is, instead of just calling it 490 lumens, which actually isn't bad. Even though the picture quality and brightness stack up when you really dig into the specs, the reality is this is a really low quality build. Unless you want a mediocre 300-inch screen, there's just way better options. This is just bad tech. It seems like something they quickly threw together to try to profit as much as possible, while selling something that really doesn't bring anything new to the table or anything even equal to other price points. If you want to save some money and get an actually good projector, I've listed some of my top ones right down below in the description. Thanks for watching, guys.